Hi, I'm Aaliyah.
And I'm Jonna, and welcome to
Welcome
Lit and Loud.
Lit and Loud.
Welcome back to Lit and Loud. Do you want to guess what I'm watching?
Yes, tell us.
I'm watching the Vampire Lestat.
Branded.
Dubiously. Check out my Etsy store for my other ride is the Vampire Lestat stickers that are rainbow holographic. They are so
eat.
cunty.
I have one.
I
Oh,
sent the
wait.
Diva one. Yeah, pull them all out.
I'm pulling them out. This, particularly, I have the blood of Akasha in me. This one eats.
I'm
Eats.
that bitch.
It's getting a permanent spot on my laptop. I'm just making room for it. This little baddie.
Isn't that so funny?
Also, the shape. This shape was genius, by the way. It fits in it fits into curvy little stickers perfectly.
I was worried she was a little too small, but I was like, that's cute.
No, this is perfect. Oh my god. If you did like a bumper size sticker of it too, it'd be kind of funny.
So yes, I am watching the Vampire Lestat. Would you like to discuss the season finale with me? Have you only watched it? You watched it twice. You watched it shitty once and then like raw the next time.
Yes, and I've watched portions of it since, not all the way through again, but I do have my notes on my phone.
Excellent.
I had to make my own.
So I brought the notebook to show you my handwritten notes. And these were so manic. At one point, I can't read all of them.
Just gripping. I cannot. She's turning the page for audio listeners. Oh, one.
I took
got
one, two, three, four, five, 6 pages of handwritten notes on this show. If you want to come on my threads and talk to me like I'm stupid, I have never digested visual media so critically in my entire life, and I'm doing my fucking best. And my blonde hair's fake, and I'm not dumb. The wine's getting me tonight.
Ooh, we're getting spicy. We're gonna say some crazy shit. I feel it.
Okay, are your notes up? And I'll start ripping through mine, and we can
go through
merge.
yours. I'm gonna ride the wave.
As we know, we pick up with our BBs decapitated, which just fucking kill me. Do not tease me like this. Could be nice with the pinky touch. Our boys are dead. Watching the intro sequence. I don't know if you full watch it. Watching that in the context of seeing the whole show, seeing the seance scene in there, seeing the long table scene, seeing all these things in this, I was like, the whole season was in here. What do you mean? That was crazy to me. That was bonkers. Was just the second that hit. And also in the previously on, they had that conversation that I brought up a million times between Lestat and Daniel, where Daniel says, you requested me. And Lestat's like, no, someone randomly hired you because we get the payoff that Armand is the fucking puppet master here. So I'm like,
and people on threads are calling you stupid.
Oh my God. Yes, I'm stupid. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, put him on.
Armand saying I'm here to make amends.
Amends
is the funniest piece of writing.
And he's so serious. The delivery is so good.
So the take here truly is that much like the conversation that Malloy and Louis have when the Telemasca shows up in the restaurant in episode 1, we are getting Lestat's version of how he thinks this went, which makes it even fucking funnier that Armand says Armends. Because he's like, yeah, that fuck cloud said Armends. So funny. Armand immediately admitting to how much time he spent watching Daniel is super important because we have found out today via Comic-Con panel that we are getting Queen of the Damned. So we are probably going to get a very thorough build out of Armand and Daniel's relationship.
Okay.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So we get like that little teaser with them, and then we get Lestat transcribing his bird song, walking in the most beautiful purple shirt I've ever seen on a human, in the cloak
bitch.
Gag.
They
I
saved
will
that
suck
for the
off
end.
whoever did costuming this season. I hope it's a woman.
Probably. Like the wind, like the light breeze.
Contessa.
Moving
Did you
that
see the post I
fabric.
sent you on the green screen treadmill and it was a 360 camera?
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Yeah. Budget.
Eats. No wig budget, but budget for the cloak.
Poor Gabriella. She's such a beautiful woman too.
I'm the most offensive wigs, in my opinion, are the other iterations of Lestat.
Oh, the
Those
baby,
two wigs?
Baby Lestat.
Bad. Teenager and baby Lestat, bad. Also, Gabriella has acted whoever this actress is, she has acted in a way where I will hate this actress every time I see her for the rest of my and her life.
That's how I feel about what's
Dead
his name?
to me.
Jesse Plemons. And every time I see him in something, I'm like, yeah, he's that fucking dickwad.
I hate this man too, but because of his involvement in Begonia.
Oh, okay. I've yet to see that. I love weird shit though. I need to get in there.
Fucking weird. Yeah, you'll hate him in that too. I feel like he always plays a hateable character.
Just like a weird little guy, like a little worm. Sorry.
Right.
Not the tangent
it's
we need
okay.
to be on.
Back to Lestat, walking in this beautiful purple shirt, in this beautiful cloak, hair in the breeze, him transcribing birdsong. This is the most peaceful, beautiful visual. And then he comes up to his line of waiters. It is D. It's not Akasha. Not watching it on my phone, I learned something, which is beautiful. He plops down at the table and they're like, we're here. We're the failure finders. And we are going to list all your life's failures to you.
Right.
I'm doing that myself every day. You don't got to fucking tell me.
Hey. The prison that is my brain. Same Lestat.
Guns out. Guns stay out. So this happens and we get this horrible reoccurring thing of every single time someone says something, Gabriella's like, oh no, but he was successful because blank, which I'm saying all these things to myself, but Gabriella's doing it to manipulate him.
To mock
like,
him.
Full on. Yes.
Yeah.
She is doing it like, well, and everyone's like, your theater was a failure. And she's like, it ran for 150 years. And fucking TC drinking her bottled Coke goes, that's longer than Wicked.
Crazy.
TC was such a gift sitting at this table.
Showed out in this whole table segment. So good.
We immediately learn that Claudia refused to attend the table, which we've all... Lestat's heard enough from her, right?
Me too, because I couldn't handle it again. That was a lot.
Right. So Magnus is sitting at the head of the table, and Lestat says to him, like, I had a turning that was non-consensual, which is really important because I don't think, like, the last time we heard Lestat talk about this, it was in a way, like, biggest fan, that whole sequence where he has romanticized this turning. So it is a very big deal that he is suddenly like, you know what? I didn't guns stay out. I didn't fucking ask for this. I didn't ask for this. And Magnus looks at him and says, consent is a 20th century concern. And just completely brushes any feeling he has to the side, which is disgusting because Magnus is disgusting.
Oh my God. Get his fucking face off my screen.
Brush
every
your fucking
time.
teeth, loser.
What the hell? But also, this is like a reoccurring thing for Lestat. This is why we know. This is why he is the way that he is. It's every single person in his life. He is searching for the one person that will not bring this energy to him. And this is, here is the table of the people doing it in a compounded way. Oh, and something about that. We'll get to it later. Never mind. We'll get there.
So I do want to note that this is book accurate, Magnus. So Magnus turns him, says, hey, go in there, go to coffin in there. All my treasures are in this tower. And then he builds a fire and kills himself. So that is said directly in this episode because I feel like sometimes they really dig into book accurate stuff. But how the episode with biggest fan was portrayed was Magnus over him and he slits his throat and bleeds into him. So I was like, is that how he died in this world? But no, they discuss it. Lestat asks for he says, I have two makers, acknowledging Gabriella and Magnus. And the vampire Sophia, the cunty 20th century version of her, stands up and then goes to sit at the head of the table and turns back into Gabriella, which I thought was such a cool visual in this scene.
It is.
Because she goes from like shoulder pads, cunty lob, and she sits down and her French accent's back. She has this like beautiful head of hair.
Yes.
Also, canonically, in the books, vampires can't cut their hair. So
Yeah,
her
this is
having different hair means that she is cutting her hair every day.
And doesn't he say something about that maybe a couple episodes ago where he like calls her out for doing it and like calls her silly, basically?
Oh, maybe.
I feel like that came
Tell
up.
me.
He was maybe I don't know. Here's the other problem is I'm getting book information from you and I'm like, did I learn that in the show or did I learn that in Jonna's book recap?
I'm going to get back in. It's going to be crazy. I'm thinking about immersive reading them. We leave the table kind of there and we jump to Armand back with Louis.
Yes.
Louis's head is on a platter in a butcher shop.
In front of him.
Disconnected from his body, which is crazy. And I have this beautifully drawn note right here. So on this line, it says, "Is this Armand low-key hot?" And then I wrote, "Fucking Regina." And then I drew an arrow from the hot note and said, "Okay, he's a fucking freak."
Wait, psych. It's like the side
Hold on.
profile turn.
Hold on.
He's a little crazy.
There was something about how
It was the
he was
bun.
like looking into the camera. I was like, and I think Assad is like, I have a note back here. Let me find it. Assad, a comfy man.
Yeah. Sweet gem of a human being.
He just sinks into every couch he sits in. Like, he's so sweet. And
Yeah.
for whatever reason, whoever plays Gabriella, fuck her. But, like, Assad is not Armand. And Armand's redeemable because Assad plays him. And I can't explain this
Angel.
logic. This is girl math.
Yes. This is girl math. It was really the side profile and getting that man bun. I hate saying man bun, but the bun messy. He's been in turmoil. He's like, and he's so manic to a degree that is just fucking crazy here.
The level of
But then
trauma
scary.
within him, and we get into that in this episode. We get this crazy version of Armand who is letting it all spill, and he is like desperately trying to
Yes.
make his amends, but also the lumens. You know?
Yeah, he's like the
something.
desperation in one being that Armand manifests is just so ridiculous at this point. And that's like, I mean, all of this is like led up to it, like, you know, we're at the finale, but he acts in a way that is so alarming. That's why it is so Sweetie Pie Baby acts like a psychopath. Theme amongst these actors. Like, I wish I had the skill to portray something like this level of desperation in such a nuanced way, the way that he does. I am like so impressed. Start off with that. This whole scene.
The Comic-Con panel was today. So Assad in the panel said, Assad approached Armand like an alien who is unable to understand himself. And that is the only way he's able to play that part. Which is so good because you have
to.
this beautiful understanding from Sam Reed of who Lestat is. I read the longest article I have ever read on the internet this morning about the composer for all this music discussing doing lyrics and making this music with Sam Reed, because Sam Reed is the universe's leading expert on Lestat. You know?
Yes.
And they were like, he has this incredible understanding of who this character is. So when I write lyrics, Sam goes, he wouldn't say it like that. Maybe he'd say this instead. And like, that kind of makes sense. So to get that take from Assad that he's like, I don't know how to play this character because this character doesn't know who they are. So I can't have an understanding of who he is crazy.
Insane. And well
But
done.
The other piece of it is him and Eric that plays Malloy in the panel said they have never rehearsed a scene together and everything they do is live.
What?
Yeah. I
How?
cannot wait to watch a video of this panel.
Yeah, me too.
The slam up against the wall heard round the world.
Heard around the world. Wow.
Guys, if you like
That is
this
shocking.
podcast, you have to understand. I'm going to talk about this till I die. Someone looked at me recently and they were like, "You're so single-minded with your fandoms." And I'm like, I agree with you, but this is hitting me in a way I don't think anything has before.
I
This
would
is like-
love to pull up a video of us talking at the beginning of the year when we started this podcast in your heated rivalry psychosis level and just
But this
compare
is-
a clip. Because I'm
This
sure
is
you've said
more,
that, but
and I think it's because there's more.
I would say I feel like you have more to chew on. There's far more to chew on here, but like I think the level of buy-in is just it's the buy-in that people are gagged.
It's the this. It's the this. It's all the layers.
Yeah.
So then we leave Armand and Louis and Regina at this point because she is Louis Dupont. They're all in there. Everything's going fucking wrong. Everything's going wrong over there. And like Lestat, his head is away from his body. His body is in the room. His head is in a bowling bag with Daniel fucking Malloy,
Who's just
which is
bitching
crazy.
at him. Bitch.
So
which
I
is
have
so funny.
I have a note here and a question. So we have seen Armand do his little like rest bit,
Yes.
causing people to kill themselves. Why did this same bit not work on Malloy in San Francisco? Is it because
He didn't
Armand
really mean it.
immediately loved him? Right.
He didn't put his pussy into it. He
Right.
like that.
He
didn't put
actually
full
wanted him to
puss.
rest. He wanted to hold him on his tit and tell him to rest.
Right.
Okay.
He didn't mean
That's-
it, and I think
That's where I'm
intention
at.
for all of these vampires is like at the core of everything for them. It's the intention, and like Armand can't escape that. Louis can't escape that. Lestat can't. Like it is exactly that, and that's why they are the way they are. Yeah, that was what I could gather. I'm sure there might be some underlying reason. You might discover it in the books, but
There was a part of me that was like, is he obsessed with Malloy because this didn't work on Malloy? And he thinks he's
Maybe.
special because of? You can't
Who could
spitball on
know?
the internet anymore because people think you're stupid. But like,
I love how I shoot next to my ears. This is my shooting stance of choice. Blow my head off too at the same time.
and I'm deaf. So, anyway, we cut to the bowling alley. I'm rewatching the season because they've released these uncut versions of the episodes. Now, I don't know what I am misremembering or what is new. So I need someone to do a deep dive and just tell me what's new, because if I have to do a side-by-side watch, bitch, like that's a level that I don't know if I'm willing to go. But we get Daniel saying, "I am in my day walking Yowie Manther phase," which is, Daniel,
says
why
that.
do you know these words and why can you string them together in such an alarming
ripping.
way? I had to
Ripping.
Google the word Manther for the
I don't know
record.
what that means.
It's like a hot guy that's older in like the Yowie
Day
sphere,
walking,
I believe.
Yeah, Yowie
Manther.
Manther phase. He does say that. I did get the Yowie alone had me giggling, but that is even funnier. Daniel Malloy.
That killed me. Daniel is so funny, even when he
Yes.
does not mean to be. He is like to the core hilarious.
Okay,
His
Grandpa.
sunburn in this is
Oh.
so funny.
It is so bad. Shout out to these makeup artists. It's so bad.
It's like that bitch on the pit in the bikini.
Yeah.
Like, it is so funny. His glasses line.
Someone
is
edit
someone
him
who
in the
always has a
pit.
glasses line.
Please edit Daniel Malloy as a pit patient coming in. It's
This could be
Dr.
me.
Robbie. Give it to me. Give it to me. Can't wait to see it on my desk on Monday. Thank you.
Oh, Mama's got to work. And like both Jacob Anderson and Sam Reed have said, like, I've always thought the show was hilarious because the writing is funny even when it's serious. And like this is a beautiful instance of that. This is hilarious.
I love it.
And then he looks at fucking Alex, who won't speak to him, and says, did mommy give you the autism gift?
Did mommy give you the autism gift? This whole scene, he is ripping. He is
On fire.
He is so, I can't even begin to explain. And he just doesn't stop right up until the point he fucking puts his head into Lestat's brain, into the bowling bat. That scene is so goofy. It's so good.
So good. People are like, this is terrible. I'm like, you have no taste. Thanks.
That's the point. That's the point, actually. It's supposed to be bad. Think about who's...
That is so funny.
It's comedy.
After the bowling alley, we cut back to Armand and Louis. And Regina is also there. And Armand says one of the craziest things he says in this whole season, which is that Louis is his Claudia.
Claudia. Crazy take, Armand.
But, like, incredible. Armand
Yeah.
was in that because of the guilt around him and taking the life and the whole thing. Like,
Okay,
this
but,
is
like,
so heavy.
It is, but do you think in this instance this is possibly an instance of Armand trying to make himself more important to Louis? Do you feel like I would agree, but do you think there's that much introspectiveness happening in this current group and this I don't think Armand can get there in a real way, so I'm
Maybe
like
he's making our amends.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think that he's trying to make himself more important to Louis. I think he's admitting his own failure. And I think he's trying to tell Louis to, like, go fuck himself because he's
so you
like,
think
I
he's-
pitied you. That is why I kept you around, because I was trying to make up for a mistake I made for 77 years by, like, killing these people and trying to make it up to you. And that's why I stuck around.
Fair enough. I don't know.
You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the point he was making, but I
What's
just feel
your
like
take?
sometimes that
Armand doesn't know
is-
shit and he's just saying words, because I'll also believe that.
He self-inserts in a way, and I understand, like, this is the only thing that he can grasp at. He
This
self-inserts
box is
in a
not
way.
big enough for your desperation.
This is what I'm saying. Like, that is his default as a human. He is craving as a vampire. Like, this goes back to his origin. So part of me thinks it's playing off of that. And,
No one's
and
drawn
again,
in 400
Armand,
years. He doesn't know who he is.
he's so insecure. He's so insecure that he cannot grasp his own action. So part of me thinks he's self-inserting because he's trying to make himself more important.
He's trying to make it seem like he was making it up to Louis to be in this relationship when
to
really
reason
he
for
needed
himself.
Louis.
And like, this is the thing, we're seeing it
I'll
through the
accept
lens
that.
of like, he's like yes, in this context it is that it is he's coming to terms, he's making amends, like he's doing this with intention. But as Armand as a vampire, like, that is his thing. Like, they all have their thing. His thing is exactly that. He has to self-insert. He has to feel more important. He has to make himself feel more important than he is to people and like their lives. Like, yeah, he's
Correct, because
has
everyone's
turned
life
into
can
something.
function without him, but at the same time, he's such a, like, he led a coven for like 500 years. Mm-hmm. Like, him as a character is so deeply confusing. I saw a post today on Threads that was like someone with the Vampire Armand, the book in their hands. They were like reading this to figure out who the fuck hurt him. Because yes,
hurt
I
you?
think he, again, we've said it 8,000 times, such an unreliable narrator, such an unreliable character about all these people, but Armand's the worst one because, like, Lestat knows who the fuck he is, even if he's telling lies. Armand has no idea what's the truth. And the beautiful
Exactly.
example of that is him and Lestat in the box. You know, it's alluded that they're fucking in front of Nikki. And then we get Lestat's version, and he's like, Christ, this box is not big enough for your desperation. That is
still one of
Contessa.
the best scenes. Oh,
Absolutely.
Armand is so complex, and here's the thing: I feel for him because like he ultimately is he's suffering. He's so insecure. Like, this is the
Right.
deep-seated insecurity. Like,
Right. And
but it makes him the problem.
correct. And we get into it in this episode because, like, canonically, Like, Louis, like, you were 12 and he worked in a brothel. Like, he was a
Right.
literal sex slave as a child until Marius saved him. And then he was eventually turned, and his parents sold him into that brothel. That's the other fucking thing. Like, he was given by people he loved and trusted into the sex trade until Marius found him. And Marius took him under his wing. I could be misremembering the book, but like Marius took him under his wing, and he kept him and allowed him to get older. And Marius only turned him because he had to. They were like in a desperate situation where like the castle was being stormed and the whole thing. Marius was a significantly more loving relationship than Armand had ever known in his life. And then he was led to believe that Marius was dead. We know that Marius didn't die. Because he pulled Lestat out of the ground. But, yes. I feel bad for Armand, but at the same time, I'm like, can you figure it out?
Yeah.
Because there's
but
this,
think
like,
about it. but like, think about it. Think about being a vampire, and like, think about all the shit that the dead horse that we beat into a pulp, bitch. Think about doing that for hundreds, centuries.
I have been enduring deep conversations with myself.
Centuries of that. Of course he's fucking crazy, sis. He's a tortured soul.
They all are. There's this really interesting... So I was driving down the road thinking about this the other day. When Marius pulls Lestat out of the ground, he, in the books, is only buried for like 10 years after Gabriella leaves and Nikki dies.
Yep.
And Marius says, like, something to the tune of, you are such a young vampire to have done this already, but you have experienced great trauma. And I guess that implies that, like, that's how vampires deal with their trauma, is they bury themselves underground and, like, argue with themselves for X amount of years, and then they emerge anew, kind of thing. And I was literally driving down the road the other day, and I was like, instead of causing all this fucking chaos, Armand should have buried himself in the fucking ground. Try again in the next century, King.
But he wants the validation from other people. He is incapable of giving that to himself. He doesn't
know who he is.
He does not know who he is. So how is he able to give it to himself? He can't
Which
sit there
makes me feel so
like
bad
a carrot.
for him.
Right. That's when I'm like, this poor he is complex.
And he's canonically in the books turned at 17. So he's a child.
Oh,
Armand is a child. He's 17. So even though he's the oldest vampire of them all, he is 17 when he is turned. He is a child that has known nothing but torment and torture.
Oh, but like another tie back to him being Claudia, like stuck in this mental.
Correct. And someone on Threads was like, everyone's all saying like Armand thinks that Claudia's a freak, but they were only turned 3 years apart because in the show, Claudia's 14, Armand's 17 in the books. And they were like, yeah, but Claudia was 5 in the books. So that's like a 12-year age gap. That's big.
That's different.
And Armand's obviously not 17 canonically in the TV show.
Yeah, he's a man.
Yeah. Assad, I love you so much. If you want to come on the podcast, you have to tell us.
Get him on here.
Cut back to Lestat and his long table. We get this witch burning scene to one of the most incredible scores of the season. And we've talked about the music a million times, but the score...
This was so awful to watch, just letting everyone know.
Terrible. A lot of heart. In the back and forth with him holding Claudia's face, watching that man die.
Yep. Sick and twisted, deranged.
How did you interpret Gabriella holding Lestat watching this happen? Like, what do you think her motive was?
Because this is a flashback to when he was young. Like, I think she's just a sick bitch, to be quite honest. Like, Gabriella is an anomaly to me. I like all the information we do have in, again, I have show landscape and then whatever Jonna's told me. So, and a little bit more. I've been diving deep into other people chatting about
Can't
it. But
avoid
like
it.
hey, fangirl. It just, in my heart of hearts, I don't think that, I think Gabriella's big thing is just her, she is deranged, right? Like, she is just straight up fucked up. She does everything for a reaction. And so, like, I don't think she ever does anything with intention other than to get a reaction. And it's mainly pointed towards Lestat. We're seeing it in the context of Lestat this whole season. But, like, that level, when before any turning, before this whole dynamic that they have as vampires, like, I cannot grasp her. When they're sitting at the table in the beginning of the season and they talk to each other, he sees it as, like, they're yelling cabbage back and forth with each other. They're having a kiki, the two of them. Like, that's how Lestat sees it. But now we're, like, getting this like storybook side of things. Like, this, we're watching it through this whole reel of his life, and it's, like, in a very different context, and, like, who she is. It's just, I don't think Gabriella does anything with intention. I think she just does it to get a reaction out of people, and I think she's sick and twisted. I think, like, it goes back to the whole being, like, she's just so disgusted at the fact that none of the men in her family do anything, and they're, like, Lestat is the only thing that she has, so she wants to make him the best version of himself. But again, she's fucked up.
And she does mention, like, I did this to get you to leave. Like, she's like, I wanted you out of Auvergne. Like, I wanted you. But I've been talking to my random friends on Threads. I'm in the DMs now. And I got a take from someone I'm, having a yap with, that there's this very distinct moment in that scene where Lestat's like, we played together. I knew that person.
Yes, I knew
and
that
Gabriella was making it very clear that she was the only woman in his life.
Ooh, tea. Because I was wondering what he was like. I knew that girl, you monster. Like, why would you do that? She played at our house. You welcomed her into our house. Oh,
and I was like,
she's deranged. She's just crazy.
She's fucking deranged. I will hate this actress forever. I'm so sorry, Queen. Like, I think she's doing such an incredible job portraying this character, and I know she's reading a script. This woman is so fucking evil.
It's that hard front wig too. Ooh.
Ooh.
Even I hate a wig that's supposed to look really good that looks really bad. Like something like a lob.
I have my whole pussy into a blonde platinum gray lob. Nothing's more me coated.
Yep.
It ain't right.
Bad. Nope. There's no plucking. That the wig department didn't do good. That's the only thing I have to say.
The wig budget. We're begging. I literally read a thread today that was like, at AMC Plus, at Anne Rice AMC, begging for a bigger wig budget.
Real.
Okay. So we have that absolutely horrible witch burning scene. We cut back to Louis Duloc and Armand. And they are going back and forth. Armand is trying to make Louis make his lumens. And Louis is just fucking beefing with him in the most incredible way.
Louis way.
And he screams at Armand, the love of my life was him. And then he writes out this apology and he's like, when I kissed you, it was for Lestat.
It was for Lestat, yeah. I knew what you meant.
Not you, never. And just
rage baiting him. Sir, your head's on a platter.
Your head is literally on a platter, but my dads want to be together.
They love each other.
And then they have this absolute heart-to-heart about how Louis the pimp was with Armand, the man sold into a lifestyle he never asked for. They have this really serious, like, gut-wrenching conversation. Whether it was real or not, who knows? We will never know. We will never know the intention behind it. Did Louis mean this? Did he try to save his life?
So, yeah, what's your take on it? Also, is it Armand's delusions? Because he's, like, doing this internal... No?
But it's Lestat's point of view. So I don't think it's Armand's delusions.
It's Lestat's point of view. It's, like, and they're talking through Louis.
I know.
It's, like, it gets so convoluted in this bitch. It's too much.
I know. And I love it. I love it.
But, like, I've seen that come up, too. I'm like, I think that's reaching, to be quite honest, but nonetheless. I know he's crazy, but...
Yeah, I don't know what the exact situation is, but they have a conversation leading Armand to be like, okay, let him go, sew their fucking heads back on. I don't give a shit.
I'm
And then
out.
he cuts Regina out of her restraints. And we do learn that Armand was behind Regina the whole time. And
Everything.
again, rewatching episode 1, where we get Louis and Malloy at this dinner. Louis looks at Malloy before the Telemasca gets there, and Malloy says, "Oh, I've taken up bowling." And Claudia comes up, and Louis says, "You know, I saw her in the street the other day getting off the subway, and she walked into a diner in New York City." Like, the ultimate, like, watching with the clarity we have through this whole season has been just incredible in the rewatch. So
Yeah.
Armand cuts Regina out of the chair and looks at her because he is serving cunt at all times and says, "Bad things happen to girlies who talk."
Talk.
I watched an interview today with Assad, and he said, and the question was, it was Jacob Anderson, Assad, and Eric Bosman that plays Daniel Malloy, and they were asked what the worst note they'd ever gotten on a set was in general, and they all kind of like said their little memes, and Assad's like, honestly, the one I didn't know what to do with was he got like pulled to the side, and the show director said, "I need you to go out there and serve cunt." And he went back and like gave the take, and he goes, "In the moment I didn't understand, but he got the job done by saying that." So I would like to think that is how we ended up with Bad Things Happen with Girlies Who Talk.
Yes. I believe so. In my heart of
Absolutely
hearts.
incredible. And then we get that ending little clip before their heads are sewn on, and Armand has sliced an A into Louis' chest.
He wants to be remembered in a way that I wish I don't ever want to be perceived.
Is people putting their life on the internet these days?
Crazy take. But yeah, Armand
Crazy.
he's just a lover boy. He's
Also, have you seen interviews of Jacob Anderson talking about shooting the severed head stuff? Because for whatever
No.
reason, his green screen shirt was a crop top, and he's like under the table, like shoulders out, and he's like, "But why is it a crop top?"
some PA picked that up and be like, and went, "This will do."
Serve, bitch.
And serve cunt. It was the same one.
Yes. So after all that, we cut back to the long table, but the long table has been converted into a stage for me, specifically. And
Can I
Lestat,
sorry, can I
yeah,
back up
no.
2 seconds?
Yeah.
So the moment that this was the point, I was like, oh my God. The moment that there's like this giant, like they're all going at him. The alarm goes off. It's an iPhone alarm. Worst sound ever.
Snooze.
He turns, looks down, restarts the timer, and the way that he gets up on this table, this is my Lestat. And then the following scene, but that whole transition ate that crazy. Thank you.
Just
Perfection.
sent something flying. Perfection. with the star emojis around it. We get this beautiful table scene. The more pictures I see of this set, absolutely incredible. They made all these absolutely gorgeous posters for this that will never be released, that I'm going to think about every day till I fucking die. And that's really hard for me. But also, as someone who's discussed, like, I wish I went into, like, set design, I'm like, why wasn't I there painting these brick walls? I'm in a midlife crisis. I got laid off. So, just absolutely incredible work. And Lestat says, "Congratulations on your historical proximity to me," because everyone there, which is also, he delivered that line during the live show. So it was really fun for me to see that like circle back into the show. I wasn't there. I just watched all the videos. And it was just so good.
Cute.
And everyone there is someone that he has killed or changed or whatever. All of his fledglings are in VIP lanyards, which is fucking hilarious. And they are just still cooking him. And he says the line, "If I failed, that means I actually attempted something."
Growth. dare I say,
Growth.
Season 1 Lestat would not have
I
said
was,
that.
chiming in the comments recently about like what a beautiful thing this is for Lestat, who's always been told he is too much. He's too this. He wasn't allowed to work for the church. He wasn't in the books. He leaves and he runs away with a theater troupe, and his brothers all come back and get him. Like, he just wants to perform. He wants to be loved. He wants to be able to be too fucking much, and he is always made to feel silly for it, which is something that I struggle with in my everyday fucking life. And this is just such a beautiful sentiment. And then he boils it back down. So he says the profound thing, and then he goes, I don't know if I really mean that. And he does. He fucking does. He does with his whole fucking chest. Someone yells out, play Long Face. And he goes, fuck that song. That's the song you wash your car to. This scene delivered in a way I didn't know I needed. I didn't know could happen.
So like, good.
Fuck that song. He looks over at fucking a kid and he goes, Black Licorice. Confirming the song is about his first kill after him and Louis reunited, and not Louis Dupont du Lac. I lived 54,445 days before I met Louis Dupont du Lac. Okay?
Hell yeah.
This scene 8, they
Everything.
edge us with Butterscotch Bitch, which
I was listening to this, I was like, she is losing her fucking mind. All I could think the whole time was like, Jana's gonna fucking shit herself. Because there was just enough time left at the end of this is like, it's like rapid fire. This is like the last 10 minutes.
I said it on the pod too. I was like, we are gonna get the most scrumptious playing of Butterscotch Bitch. My head is rolling round. Will my toesies ever touch the ground? This whole thing in nothing. We don't hear the fucking song.
I felt so bad for you. That's the only thing I could think of. I mean, this scene was masterclass. I've said that so many times about this show, but like Sam Reed eats in a way that like is like presenting Lestat and full Lestat is in a perfect way. I have no notes.
Yes.
And this scene,
and Sam, whole pussy. And I've 2 interviews I'm going to bring up real quick. One, he said he's not a method actor and he can just like sink into the character, and method acting fucks with his head. So this poor little man that's so anxious, he bites his nails, snaps his fingers, and he's Lestat, and that's everything to me.
That's real confidence. That's real confidence, being able to do that.
And then when I was reading my massive article about the song production and whatever, the man giving the article, I cannot think of his name. Daniel? His name? Whoever wrote all the music. He said it was Sam's choice to sing all these songs on set because we told him that he did not have to, and he 100% wanted to, and that was the way that he was going to give his absolute best performance. And I think that's such an incredible choice.
Yeah.
Like, he sang all those songs live and put his whole... Daniel Hart is the man's name. He just he gave in ways that no one had to, but it was important to him. Mm-hmm. And it's important to me, baby.
To you.
So we get edged for 8 minutes of Butterscotch Bitch slowly easing into it. And then we get a man walking down the table.
This I was like, who is it gonna be? The light coming from the back, and he's like in this like very thoughtful moment. I was like, who is it? And when fucking Paul walks up there, I was like,
I have goosebumps thinking about
literally. And I still wish you were a girl.
I do too sometimes. Thank you for loving him the way he needs to be loved. And I know he doesn't say it because that's how he is, but he loves you too.
Don't say that to me again.
And like this just profound moment of like this, I've seen things like the last time we see Louis say I love you is when he looks at Paul and says I love you, baby brother. And that was the last sunrise he saw. Like
last sunrise, last person he said cut the camera's dead ass. This was mean and it was spiteful and vindictive, and I cannot believe they did this to me specifically, because that first episode, like, I remember years ago watching that first episode and understanding, like, this show was it, because they know how to get you. They pull at your heartstrings in a way that, like, a lot of media tries to but doesn't. And a lot of the first season too was this, like, the Black experience too. His whole family dynamic, we get so much of Louis' family dynamic. We get so much of that. Paul plays such a huge role in, like, Louis' vulnerabilities too, and, like, all of us tying together makes me sick. Do you think he killed Paul?
No. So this is, let me pull it up, because this is what I got
receipts.
fucking cooked for on the internet this week. Because 100%. Yes. So everyone's like, he shows up after everyone and blah, 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 blah. So I post on Threads, does Paul being in this scene imply that Lestat had a hand in his death? He's surrounded by everyone he, quote, murdered, made, or memorably traumatized. Were the interactions we saw between them enough to classify him as memorably traumatized? And someone replied and said, no, Anne Rice, the cast, and the crew have all confirmed that Lestat didn't kill Paul. He's in the later crowd, or is something other, a kindness bestowed on Lestat as he's dying to know that Louis loved him. And I replied to that person and said, thank you for this, because that was kind. And then everyone else is like, you're an idiot. And I'm like,
can a girl not ask questions
we're all here
anymore?
to learn. This is what I'm saying. This is what's, like, circled around the whole thing. And I think
your
that
thread was a question too, by the way. It wasn't like a statement. You were like, I'm thinking
teachable,
this.
bitches.
Crazy. Sorry.
I'm asking.
Still reeling.
Isn't it crazy that something worded like that is like,
yeah,
I'm just a girl.
Chill.
But that light from the fucking heavens where they are looking up, we have this beautiful moment that kind of brings the whole episode full circle, where, or even episode 6 too, with Lestat being like, I want to go out to the desert, or I want to go out and transcribe birdsong and all this stuff, because Paul was always deemed to be, like, a little crazy because God spoke to him through the birds. So you have this beautiful dynamic of Lestat finding so much comfort and peace in the birds, Paul thinking God was speaking to him through the birds, and then they're reunited with this beautiful light from the heavens. And it's just
magic.
This fucking scene. Just kill me. This writing, for me.
And they're flying through this. Like, we're getting whiplash, bitch. I'm like,
we've talked about this longer than the episode went on.
And say it before.
Which is crazy. And then after that moment, Lestat just goes, he comes on the voiceover, he goes, would you believe the next memory I had was waking up in my coffin? Tell me. And then all this stuff happens. He's doing the voiceover, and you see him look. And the loudest fucking part of this episode is him mouthing silently the words, "Where's Louis?" I stood up. You've seen me stand up and watch a television show. I stand up.
Yeah. Because Louis was, like, dead.
Where's Louis? Yeah, you get this beautiful bonding moment on the bus. You get Lestat finally fucking standing up to Gabriella, and he says, you go out there, you sing, you get torn apart. I'm not fucking doing this tonight. Whoever brought you back into my life, get the fuck out.
More please. More please. Finally. Suffering this whole season with Gabriella. Finally.
Beautiful. And Louis like, oh, she said it though.
He's like, literally, his face. My king.
Absolutely incredible. It cuts and we get Lestat recording the failures, which is crazy. And we learn that this is after Akasha's reign on Earth. He walks out into the sun, which is crazy. Walks out onto his Montreal apartment porch. And I watched it 15 times to make sure I knew where this fucker was. And he stares out. So I've seen people talk, like, Sam Reed has very much described Lestat's walk as feline. He's like, Lestat is a cat. Yes. He's slinking. He's, like, doing the whole thing. Yeah, he's
slinky.
So I've seen a lot of people comment that his walk is very different post Akasha. So I'm very curious about that. But he also had a robe on. So, like, can we really see his walk in his cunty little robe? But yes, he walks out into the sun and we get this beautiful fucking blowout moment of him, like, again, to Butterscotch Bitch, and we don't hear the song.
A tease.
And now we get to wait 2 years?
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome. Do you have any other further notes?
No. I threw everything I needed in there.
Okay, I have a couple. First of all, via Comic-Con, we are getting a season 4, and it will be Queen of the Damned. And I have discussed this before, that Queen of the Damned picks up directly after the Vampire Lestat, and we have covered the Vampire Lestat in a way that I feel like is fine, because Queen of the Damned picks up directly after that show ends. I predict, jot this down, because we will still be doing this when this comes out. I predict episode 1 of Queen of the Damned is going to open up, and it is going to be whatever happens on that fucking bus, and then we're going to get into it. So I think we're going to pick up there and dig back to it. We're only through 58 albums of the failures. So
yep, which you pointed out.
I had 111. Yes. Jacob Anderson, he in an interview went on this like really long-winded conversation, and he was like, I think that this season of the Vampire Lestat is going to be misunderstood because it falls into the third album theory, which is something I know nothing about, but he went on to explain it. Pretty much the synopsis of what he said is, your first album, you're just out there to prove yourself. The second album, you're out there to kind of expand upon what you've built. In the third album, everything is fair game. You own it. You are just out there giving what you wanted to give the whole time now that you have this audience. And you're admitting through this album that if anything fails on this, it's mine. But if anything succeeds, it's also mine. Which I thought was like a really crazy take on this whole season. Because the more I see people, I have seen the nastiest takes on this season. It hit for me in a way.
People will... it's a spectrum. People will always be on the other end of it, nitpicking every single thing and straight up not enjoying it. And like, that's not your tea. You just didn't enjoy it. Like,
right. I saw someone post the other day and they were like, okay, now this season's over. Can we admit that the music was all really bad and Sam can't sing and it sounded terrible? And I was like, are we listening to the same thing?
Not every song is good. That is correct. But Sam can sing. And there are great songs for a television show.
And it's from a very specific perspective.
Yeah. I think
like all those songs sound like they're written by 12 different people, which is the point of the season. Because he's like long in that article I read today, he was like, Longface does kind of suck because that's what you'd write if you were trying to write a song as a vampire before you know who you are. I'm like, that's hilarious. Right. Like the level, when we are like, we're not going to trash a book because we didn't do it. I'm not going to trash 27 songs because I didn't do it for a TV show for AMC.
Right.
Cooking me. That being said, Divas, subscribe. Follow us on Spotify, subscribe to us on YouTube, leave us a 5-star review because you love us, comment on our shit, interact with us because we love you and want to talk to you, even though we're throwing cats around.
She threw herself around. Don't be fucking fooled.
She did. And
she's a menace.
We will not only see you at the library, but if you want to see the Divas in person, pull up to the book fair at Bel Air, August 8th. At the APGFCU arena. Did I pull that out?
You did. You turned it out. We'll see you at the
Former
library.
child actor. We will see you at the library.
Friday night recordings are banned.